Eleanor and Samuel left the witch's shrine trembling, their hearts weighed down with uncertainty. Will they find their only son alive? The moon hung low in the sky, casting eerie, elongated shadows that danced with malevolence. The night was still, broken only by the distant, mournful howl of a lone wolf. They navigated the winding path through the sinister woods, feeling the branches reach out to snag at their clothing, as if trying to hold them back. The forest seemed to come alive with sinister whispers, and the very trees seemed to conspire against them. Eleanor clutched a small worn parchment tightly in her quivering hand. The incantation they had implored the witch to perform was etched into her memory. As they neared their secluded cottage, a glimmer of hope flickered behind the tattered curtains. Hurrying inside, their eyes fell upon the sight they had yearned for, their son, Oliver. Or at least a semblance of Oliver. Their joy was short-lived as they stared into their son's eyes, which were empty, devoid of the spark they once held. Oliver's body moved with unnatural rigidity, his limbs jerking as if manipulated by invisible strings. His voice was cold and distant as he greeted them. "Mother, father," he said, but the words sent a shiver down their spines. It was as if another presence spoke through him, a presence chillingly familiar, the witch's voice. Eleanor and Samuel exchanged terrified glances, their worst fears confirmed. The witch's spell had brought Oliver back to life, but it had come at a terrible cost. The witch had warned them, and they had foolishly agreed to exchange one of their souls for their son's. Torn between despair and determination, Eleanor and Samuel knew they had to find a way to save Oliver's soul and redeem their own. The witch had given them an ultimatum: to sacrifice another soul in exchange for Oliver's freedom. Desperation drove them back to the witch's shrine, where they pleaded for guidance on how to reverse the dark bargain. The witch's cruel laughter echoed through the eerie woods as she revealed the chilling truth. There was only one way to set things right. Eleanor, with unwavering resolve, made the ultimate sacrifice. She offered her own soul in exchange for her son's, a tearful farewell to her husband etched into her memory. With a heavy heart, Samuel watched as Eleanor walked into the darkness with the witch, disappearing into the malevolent depths of the forest. Samuel returned to the cottage where Oliver's lifeless body stood as a haunting reminder of their terrible ordeal. He vowed to honor Eleanor's sacrifice, to ensure that Oliver would live a life worth living, and to keep the memory of his beloved wife alive in his heart. From that day forward, Samuel and Oliver faced their dark fate together, living with the knowledge that they were forever bound by a sinister bargain, one that had taken Eleanor's soul, but had given them a chance at redemption in the shadows of the witch's curse. Years passed, and Samuel and Oliver lived a life shadowed by the curse that had taken Eleanor from them. The memory of her sacrifice haunted their days and filled their nights with sorrow. Yet they were determined to find a way to break the witch's dark grip and reunite their family. Samuel had spent countless hours studying ancient tomes and seeking guidance from wise old sages who dwelled on the fringes of the supernatural world. His pursuit of good magic, the kind that could counteract the malevolence of the witch, had led him to uncover long-forgotten incantations and forgotten spells. Oliver, now a young man, had also dedicated himself to their cause. He had grown up without his mother's love, and the absence of her warmth had left a void in his heart. Together, father and son harnessed their newfound knowledge and set out on a perilous quest to defeat the witch. Their journey took them through treacherous lands, filled with mythical creatures and magical trials. They faced goblins and trickster spirits, navigated enchanted mazes, and even outwitted a fearsome dragon. Along the way, they collected mystical artifacts and gained the trust of powerful beings who had their own scores to settle with the witch. Finally, their odyssey led them back to the very place where it had all begun, the witch's shrine. The moon hung low in the night sky once again, but this time it shone with a radiant light, a symbol of the good magic they had uncovered. As they entered the shrine, they confronted the witch, who had grown even more powerful over the years. She cackled with glee at their audacity, confident that her dark magic would once again prove insurmountable. But Samuel and Oliver were not alone this time. With a resounding incantation, they summoned the mystical beings they had befriended on their journey. Fairies with wings of silver and glistening unicorns appeared, filling the shrine with an aura of purity and goodness. The witches' malevolent magic clashed with the benevolent forces, creating a dazzling spectacle of light and darkness. In the midst of the magical battle, a familiar figure emerged from the depths of the shrine, the spirit of Eleanor. Her love for her family had transcended the boundaries of life and death, and now, with the aid of the good magic, she returned to them. Eleanor's presence infused Samuel and Oliver with renewed strength and determination. Together they chanted a powerful incantation, a beacon of light against the witch's darkness. The good magic surged, overwhelming the witch's malevolence, and she shrieked in agony as her power waned. In a blinding flash of light, the witch was defeated, her curse shattered. Samuel, Oliver, and Eleanor were reunited at last. Tears of joy and relief streamed down their faces as they embraced, their family made whole once more. With the witch's dark reign ended, peace returned to the land, and the once shadowed forest blossomed with life. Samuel, Oliver, and Eleanor cherished every moment together, knowing that their love had conquered the darkest of forces and that their bond was now unbreakable, forged in the fires of their harrowing journey.